Hey all, thanks for joining. You've all been waiting a long time for this one. You've been asking me for, well, since I began this journey about 2 months ago, is what I think of Cardano. So what I did was I dug as deep as I possibly could go for this type of video, and I did everything against the backdrop of Ethereum. So without further ado, of course, let's jump right in. This is all about Ethereum versus Cardano and who's going to win the battle and where we're going to be. Now, at the very end of this video, you always have my conclusions, and I'm also going to do some 10-year price predictions of what I believe the prices will be of both of them and how they compare. So let's quick disclaimer, everybody. This is not investment advice. These are just my thoughts for entertainment purposes only. And like everything I do, it's numbers driven. So if anybody gets offended by anything I say, it's not me, it's the numbers. So think about that. Okay, market caps real quick. As you can see here, the Ethereum market cap is nearly 5 times the size of Cardano. And that is substantial. And it was a lot bigger than that not too long ago. Another way to look at it is in terms of dominance. This is what I call the dominance view. So if you look at Bitcoin, has about 63% dominance of all the cryptos, basically 2/3 of the value of all cryptos is Bitcoin. Ethereum is 12.2%, but it was as high as 20% recently at the end of Feb. And Cardano is worth about 2.4%. You can't actually see the light blue Cardano line because it's so low in the bottom right corner. And some people may ask what that green line is spiking, about to converge with Ethereum. Well, that is a mixed bag of a whole bunch of other cryptos as well. So you can see that some people call them poop coins, are really blowing up in value. And that has a little air of a bubble to it to me, because 90% plus of all of these altcoins will actually fail. But anyway, not a concern for right now, just always back the winners. So let's talk about the development teams real quick. Ethereum definitely has the largest development community, and they've been operating for more than 5 years. So experience is very, very important in this development game. They also have 4 times more developers than any other crypto ecosystem. And Cardano has about 40 developers. So that is probably one of the most important things about building a protocol, is the amount of support you have for it. Another way of looking at it as well, this is a chart from Electric Capital. And that gives you a visual representation of the size of the development teams and their platforms for growth. You can see Ethereum stretches far, far away. You can hardly see the yellow line for Cardano at the bottom at around 40 developers. So that's a very, very important factor that I take into account for this analysis. Now, this chart here talks about first generation blockchain platforms. Bitcoin, of course, is a first generation platform. Ethereum is the second generation platform. And you have Charles Hoskinson. He believes his platform, Cardano, is a third generation platform. So it's important to think about how those all shake out. Which is the most modern technology, which is the most effective, most efficient, easiest to develop on, the most scalable, most secure. These are all key factors here as well. And that's why Charles really talks about his platform being the best and the most modern. So let's dig into exactly what a DeFi smart contract is. So again, Ethereum has been developing their smart contracts, and they've been up and running for 5 years now. Cardano has yet to launch their smart contract platform, but it's coming. A lot of stuff is coming, and this is important to understand. So Ethereum have been at this game for a long time, and Cardano are about to jump in. Another very important factor is speed. So Ethereum 1.0 can handle about 15 transactions per second, and Ethereum 2.0 can handle about 100,000 transactions per second. Ethereum 2.0 is not launched yet, and I'll talk more about that in a little while. In terms of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson recently said he can handle 100 transactions per second, which is 6 times Ethereum. Although I couldn't find a source, and it said if it's optimized, it can go up to 1,000 transactions per second. So you can see Cardano can perform a lot better than Ethereum 1.0. But if the Ethereum 2.0 platform comes out with 100,000 transactions per second, that'll smoke Cardano. So Ethereum is 2 things, and Cardano wants to be 2 things as well. First of all, it's a blockchain that can record transactions. And second of all, it's a virtual machine that can produce smart contracts. And the smart contract functionality hosts a variety of what they call dApps, which are decentralized applications, to support this whole world of DeFi, which is decentralized finance, which supports a whole variety of things, like your ability to stake, your ability to buy NFTs, non-fungible tokens, all that type of stuff is all related to DeFi as we go forward. So for some of the beginners to wrap your head around exactly how this operates. So if you imagine a key component of Ethereum is in smart contracts in what they call ERC-20. You basically, just the easy way to think about it is imagine a vending machine. You punch in your Ethereum tokens and a code, and then you get something else. But the basis of that something else, that other token, it could be a Binance token or something else, its foundation is the Ethereum blockchain. So important to think about how all this works and where Cardano is trying to go. They're trying to build a better mousetrap, a better version of Ethereum. So let's talk quickly about ERC-20 tokens. Some examples you may all be familiar with that are built on the ERC-20 framework from Ethereum are Tether, Chainlink, Binance, USD Coin, Wrapped Bitcoin, DAI, and a whole bunch more. So it's already widely used by many of these big coins. And also, a little bit of math here, it's also Pareto efficient because 80% of the scale and resources required come from 20% of the coins that are built on this platform. Let's talk about some of the underbelly and the issues that Ethereum has. The Ethereum network is still struggling with heavy congestion and very high gas fees. However, the other way to think about it is, it does have high fees, but that shows you the extreme demand of this actual network as well. And the high fees aren't actually turning people away from the network. So it's actually like a silver lining to the problem. But let's go a little bit further. The other thing as well we need to look at is this whole concept of proof of work versus proof of stake. So proof of work is what's used by Bitcoin and the miners, and they are the participants. And those are the most computational power, win the credit, which means they mine the Bitcoin and get that back as a reward. Now, proof of stake miners are more likely to win additional blocks if they have more staked. And this is what I don't like about proof of stake versus proof of work, because the jury is still out. We don't know who's going to win. But imagine if you have a situation where you've got a huge amount of invested, a huge amount staked. The probability will be for you to get more rewards, meaning the smaller person that has less staked will have less reward, which makes it a little bit unfair. Whereas proof of work, sometimes it's a much more equitable system. But I don't know which way this is going to play out. That's just my gut hunch. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. Now, Ethereum 2.0, aka EIP 1559, this is the Ethereum Improvement Protocol, and they are hoping it will be included in the London upgrade scheduled to launch in July of this year. Apparently the testing is 99% done, and they have a March 5th decision to include this in the London launch. Now, what's interesting about this is not only will it improve scalability and reduce gas fees, but there's a concept of what's called the burn gas fees, i.e. gas fees will be paid in Ethereum, which will burn Ethereum, which will actually reduce the supply of Ethereum, which will increase the scarcity, which will increase the value. So that's actually a positive thing, and I do hope they include it in 1559. So stay tuned for that. A lot's going to happen by March 5th. There's also a lot of stuff happening in March for Cardano. But let's talk very briefly about the Cardano issues, if they have any at all. First of all, they've never done smart contracts before, but they are about to launch. And Ethereum, as I mentioned before, has been doing this for 5 years. So they have a lot of experience, a lot of trial and error, a lot of scalability built into their platform. Also, the other thing I like to look at is ecosystems. Ethereum has the largest ecosystem. It has the most trust. It's got the most partners locked up, and it has the strongest network effect. As you know, I've spoken about Metcalfe's law before. But the more nodes, the more members of the network, the more exponential the power of the network has. And that's where Ethereum has a big leg up over Cardano. In addition, just some other stats. The Ethereum network has over 200 million wallets, and $35 billion of liquidity is already locked up or staked into protocols. And that's huge. And that's a big moat to defeat. The other thing that I like to talk about is first mover advantage. So the first mover advantage typically is defined as an organization's ability to be better off than its competitors as a result of being first to market in a new product or new category. Now, things like the amount staked, the amount of protocols that are running off your platform, the amount of developers, the amount of nodes in the network driving Metcalfe's law, all of these things have a huge advantage to Ethereum over Cardano. And Cardano's catching up and they're 5 years behind. They may have a better technology, but they have a number of hurdles to overcome as well as we go forward. This is a very quick slide on some of the key partnerships that Ethereum has locked up. And I know that Cardano are trying to build their own set of partners as well as they go forward. But again, first mover advantage makes this very, very powerful. Now, central bank digital currencies, you've seen my videos on that before, they do need scalable blockchains, and governments aren't in a position to develop their own. So they'll be looking at places like Cardano and Ethereum for them to be able to piggyback off of these platforms to build their own central bank digital currency. I know that the Fed is talking to Ethereum. They're probably also talking to Cardano. Cardano is doing some very good work in Africa right now to bring kind of more equity to the people and the unbanked people in some of the countries in Africa, which I think is fantastic. Big thumbs up from me to Charles Hoskinson and what he's doing down there as well. And it's also probably a good testing ground for him to test his platform as kind of like a baby CBDC for some of these African countries, and then learn and then roll it out in bigger places. So that's all very positive. Cardano also has some DEX ambitions. These are basically decentralized exchanges. And the plan is for Cardano to be fully decentralized in Q2 2021. And they also have partners that are developing things called DNATags, which can convert Ethereum Solidity-based smart contracts to the Cardano Goguen smart contract platform. Now, what this means is basically Cardano and their partners are building an infrastructure whereby people can convert from Ethereum platform over to the Cardano platform, which could eat away at the market share of Ethereum, which is a very interesting strategy as well. And I don't know what Ethereum is doing in terms of defending themselves against this, but that's important as well to look at. Now, the Mary Hard Fork, many of you have seen the tweet from Elon Musk. Maybe he was playing with the world again, but that's set for March 1st. This is a radical change to the blockchain's protocol. And this will really help them become much more decentralized and have that token support for the first time, which will be a game changer. And we're already seeing the impact of this on the price of Cardano today. The other reason why Cardano is so strong while the rest of the crypto market has been tanking is 72% of all of Cardano is actually staked, which is a massive percentage, and that is higher than any other one I know. In addition, the resilience can be seen. This is a chart over the past 5 days. You can see that Cardano has not been hit. In fact, it's staying very close to all-time highs every single day. It's bulletproof. It has tremendous relative strength compared to others. So another big thumbs up there for Cardano. This is a quick 5-year comparison chart. As you can see, over this 5-year period, Ethereum is up about 426%, and Cardano is up 1,400%. Most of that happened since February 5th of this year. And remember as well, Cardano did not exist until September 2018. So it's relatively new, but obviously really outperforming Ethereum right now. More numbers. As you know, in order to estimate price in the future, I need to understand the supply. And when you look at the supply of Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus Cardano, it's quite dramatic. So we all know that about 18.6 million Bitcoins have been mined to date. Ethereum has about 114.8 million coins. of which 24.5 million are in the circulating supply. And Cardano has 32 billion coins or tokens, of which about 8 billion are in the circulating supply. Now, the chart on the left is just a visualization of how these things stack up. You can see that Bitcoin and Ethereum don't even rank in the left chart. And then I configured a log scale on the right, so you can see the relative size of each. Again, just to give you an idea of exactly what we're talking about here. So Cardano was under $1 for most of its life. It just hit the dollar area right now. It's actually $1.08 today. And obviously, you can calculate the market cap pretty quickly by looking at 32 billion times 1.08. So price predictions and multiples. This is what you've all been waiting for before the conclusions as well. So what I did was, because it's so hard to estimate prices going out 10 years, what I did do, because I did a lot of work on price prediction models for Bitcoin and Ethereum, I created what's called a market cap forecast. And I believe with a high degree of confidence that the market cap of Bitcoin will flip gold in the year 2030, which means the price per coin will be about 536,000, which is about 10.7x from where we are today. And the price today is 47,234. Ethereum, I believe, will hit $1 trillion market cap, and that is 10% of Bitcoin's market cap. Again, it's one of my models. It's pretty simple and rudimentary, but the whole reason for this is I have a high degree of confidence that Ethereum will be worth $8,700 by the year 2030 or sooner, which is a 5.8, call it 6x from today. Now, if Cardano execute on what their plans are and they deliver and they eat market share from Ethereum, there's no doubt in my mind that Cardano could be worth $500 billion, which is $500 billion. And with the supply that they have, that could mean $16 a token, which is a 14.23x from today. So again, Bitcoin can 11x, Ethereum 6x if it goes to $1 trillion market cap, and Cardano would be a 14x, which is the winner of all. But you've got to remember, there's much more inherent risk in Cardano than Ethereum, because Ethereum has the track record, first mover advantage, partnerships locked up, etc. So conclusions of all of this, and sorry if I'm going too fast, my voice is already going. Conclusion number one, Cardano is vying to be a valid alternative to Ethereum. Yes, we get that. Ethereum has a 5-year head start. Yep. Ethereum has more developers. Yep, another big plus. The question is, can they both coexist, or will one replace the other? So in answer to conclusion number one, the most important piece is that last bullet. I believe they can coexist. I don't think they'll cannibalize each other. And different protocols might have more success in different areas. Cardano may take off in Africa, may own the NFT marketplace. Who knows? And the rest could go to Ethereum as we go forward. So let's jump forward to conclusion number two. Bitcoin is still the safest bet of all, the lowest risk, in my opinion, and the future is uncertain for both Cardano and Ethereum. However, if Cardano pulls a better version of Ethereum with conversion capability, they've got a shot at claiming the market share to $500 billion by 2030, yielding a 14x return from the price today at $1.10 is the price today. So I believe Cardano could hit $16 in 10 years. Ethereum could generate a 6x return from today if they hit $1 trillion market cap in 10 years. So that's conclusion number two. Obviously, Cardano has a higher return, but also a higher risk. And that's the way things should be. Conclusion number three. Cardano has more potential upside over Ethereum based on my models, but it has higher risk, as I just mentioned. If Ethereum pull off a successful EIP 1559, that should secure their position. But the future has many unknowns, and market pricing, I think the market has already priced the successful launch of Mary. So keep that in mind too. That's my conclusion. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Net, Cardano could have a much higher return, but it has higher risk. Big thank you to all the Patreon members. Patreon has gone in 2.5 weeks, from 0 to over 1,000 since I launched it. And last night I eclipsed 50,000 subscribers on YouTube since December. 0 to 50,000, and that was really good. So big thank you for all the support. Again, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe, and watch for the scammers, everybody. Be safe out there. I'll never ask for your number or anything else, and I'm always in the black bubble, and I'm active in the comments. Please leave comments below if you're on the Ethereum side of the house or the Cardano side of the house, and if you like my price projections. I know many of you will probably say, oh, Cardano's going to go to $16 next year or by the summer, who knows? But I like to sandbag things. I like to be very conservative, because some people, may make decisions based on some of this information. So just bear that in mind. Take care, everybody.